Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Net Crochet Tejido. In this video I'm going to teach you how to crochet this beautiful summer dress or bikini cover up. It's very easy to do. I hope you guys like it and give it a try, and here is the list of material you're going to need to make it. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe and click on the little bell, that way you get notification each time I upload a video. Remember, I make my videos in Spanish and English. If you receive a Spanish video and you want to see in English, go to the main page of my YouTube channel that you'll find the English version in there. This size is a medium size, so you can do these different sizes depending the one that you want to make. For this bikini cover up or dress, I'm going to use Ann Lydia crochet thread, classic 10, 100% mercerized cotton. It's lace 0. They recommend a 1.5 millimeter crochet hook, but I'm gonna use this thread double, so I have here a 3 and a 3.5 millimeter. So I'm gonna do a little test after I wind in 2 balls, that way I can have 2 strands. I will do a little test to see which one I'm gonna use, either the 3 or the 3.5. The color is natural, it's natural color, and is the one that have 2,495 meters. They don't have how many grams, but I'm gonna weigh this huge ball and I will let you know how many grams in here. Remember, this have a cardboard inside as well. So you're gonna need a crochet hook, tapestry needle. Forgot to mention that you're gonna need elastic for the little around the arm, little sleeve. And you're gonna need 2 pieces the same. You're gonna measure around the circumference of your arm, and that will give you the size that you need. Each person is different, so make sure that you sew them a little smaller than your arm, that way they don't fall off. I did one already for mine like this, so that will stretch a little bit, not too tight neither, that will cut my circulation, but you have to measure it yourself. Okay? I weighed the ball and weighed 499 grams. For 1 gram is not 500. I did 2 samples with the 3 and the 3.5, and I decided to go with the 3 millimeter. That way the stitches are a little more together, less space in between them. But you can choose whichever way you want to go. Either with the 3.5, with the 3, even a 2.5 to 75 is up to you. Okay, how thick you want your piece, where is more you know, double crochet than in the open work. We're gonna start with a chain multiple of 4 plus 2 plus 3 to turn work around. I'm making a size medium for myself, and I'm gonna do a chain of 152 plus 2, 154 plus 3 to turn work around. That will count as the first double crochet, so that will be 157. So you have to do a chain, like I mentioned, multiple of 4 plus 2, and measure around the circumference of the wider part of your chest. That way you have your size, because some medium have a smaller chest, some medium have a bigger chest. So you have to measure yourself or the person that you're gonna do this for. Plus you have to leave a gap in between the ends, around like this. Okay? That way, when you do a border in this side and a border in the other one, you have a space for the cord to close it in the front. That way, you leave a little gap in between in the front like this. Okay? So I'm gonna do a slip knot. But remember, it had to be the chain multiple of 4 plus 2, because the stitch that we're gonna do after we do double crochet is multiple of 4 plus 2. So I'm gonna do my chain 154 plus 3, and I will meet you here. I have my 157 chains. I'm gonna yarn over and I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, and at number 5 I'm gonna do a double crochet. And no matter how many chains you're doing, you're gonna start exactly the same at number 5, because that will create 2 double crochet with that chain 3, like so. So remember, this is a medium size, but not all the medium are the same. Not all of us have the same size chest, so you have to measure this on yourself and make sure that you have multiple of 4 plus 2, not for this part, but when we start working the middle portion that we're going to do an open work stitch, you will need multiple of 4 plus 2. So like this, you're going to continue all the way until the end, doing a double crochet on each chain space. I will have 154 double crochet. Once you finish the first row, you're going to chain 3, and you're going to turn your work around, and you're going to work a double crochet on top of each double crochet. Like that, you're going to work until you have the width to cover your chest. So I'm going to work for mine around 6 inches, and once I have my 6 inches, I will measure it myself, and I will let you know. You have to measure it on yourself, but I will let you know how many rows and inches I will do for mine, okay? It's just you double crochet on top of each double crochet. When you get to the end, you do the last double crochet, you chain 3 again, and then you do a double crochet on top of each double crochet. And when you have this strap done, I will meet you here. I wanted to mention that 6 inches is around 15 centimeters. I just wanted to mention that because I'll get a lot of questions when I just give inches how many centimeters is, just in case you only have centimeter measuring tape, and you know it's around 15. Especially the Spanish video is where I get a lot that question. So like that, I'm going to continue until I have my 6 inches around 15 centimeters. I have the strap that I need for mine and the width. So I did 14 rows, and I'm 2 lines short of 6 inches, but if I work another row, it will be a little bit too wide. So I'm going to leave it like that, 14 rows, almost 6 inches. Well, 2 lines short. So now I'm going to work in the open stitch in here. So I already did a video with these stitches. It's very easy to do. It's a repetition of 2 rows. You're going to start with a chain 1, turn your work around. In the same space, in the first double crochet, you're going to do a single crochet, and the next double crochet. Now you're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. You're going to skip 1 and 2 double crochet, and the third one you're going to do a single crochet, and the next one a single crochet. And that's the repetition that we're going to do in row 1. Chain 2, skip 2 double crochet, go to the third one, single crochet, and the next one single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 double crochet, 2 single crochet, and the next 2 double crochet. And like that, you're going to continue all the way until the end, and that's why it's multiple of 4 plus 2, because you start with 2 single crochet and you have to finish with 2 single crochet at the end. So do this row, and I will meet you here at the end to turn around and work our second row. For row 2, I'm going to chain 3, turn my work around, and you're going to do a double crochet in the next single crochet. You're going to chain 2, and you're going to do a double crochet on each single crochet. So you have 2 single crochet, you will have 2 double crochet. Like this. You're going to chain 2, and over, you go to the single crochet, you're going to do a double crochet and another double crochet and the next single crochet. That's 2 and 2, chain 2, and 2 double crochet, 1 on each. And like that, you're going to continue working in row 2, and these are the 2 row repetitions that you're going to do. So you're going to finish with 2 double crochet at the end, and you start forming these little squares in here. I'm going to chain 1, turn my work around, and I'm going to do a single crochet in the first double crochet and a single crochet in the next double crochet. I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to do a single crochet on each double crochet, and that's the repetition that you're going to do over and over until you have the length that you need for your torso, you know, the stomach and all that part, until you get to your hip, where we're going to work and then like this. But before we work circular with this stitch, we have to do on each side of the front 2 rows of double crochet on each side, and then we're going to leave a gap for the tie in the front. So I will finish with a repetition of row 2. That way when I close this end around, we will do row 1 all the way around, and then we start with this. Okay, so it'll be easier. So I will give you the amount of repetition and the length for mine, but remember, everybody is different, so you'll have to measure yours and your body. Here I have the length for this part, and I have 12 of these little squares, and I finished with repetition of row 2, because later we're going to do repetition of row 1 again, because now we're going to work in the side here. But I'm going to measure for you and measure 32 centimeters, and that is 12.5 inches so far. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 3, and instead of turn or work around, we're going to work on the side of the front, and inside this double crochet I'm going to do a double crochet, and in the single crochet I'm going to do a double crochet. In this double crochet I'm going to do 2 double crochet, inside, and the single crochet I'm going to do a double crochet. Like that I'm going to work this row until the end. I will chain 3, I will turn my work around and go back with another row of double crochet for a total of 2, and then I will do the same on the other side, 2 rows of double crochet, and then we will do a chain to put the 2 pieces together, and then we will work in the round the lower part. Once you finish those 2 rows, you're going to chain 1, you're going to turn your work around, and we're going to do a little bit like row 1, except that we're only going to do 1 single crochet instead of 2. So you're going to do a single crochet in the first double crochet, you're going to chain 2, you're going to skip 1, 2 double crochet, and you're going to go to the third one and you're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, skip 2, go to the third one, a single crochet, 1 and 2, and we're creating the little loops to pass the cord for the front. And like that, you're going to continue until the end. I'm going to finish here, but I have an extra double crochet. That's the chain 3. So I chain 2, and I'm going to go to the chain 3 on the top, and I'm going to do the single crochet. This don't going to pull or anything in here, or at least on mine, because I don't crochet too tight. So I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to leave a tail long enough to loose. And now I'm going to work on the other side. I'm going to start from the top, and I'm going to do a row of single crochet, double crochet until the lower part. I'll come back with a row of double crochet, and then the third one will be to the way down. That way, when you get here, you will work a chain space to attach or to close the two ends together to work circular. I finished the other side, and I wanted to mention when I did this one, I count the amount of double crochet. That way I have the same amount on the other side. I have 68, and I make sure that I have 68. That way I have the same amount of space, the chain 2 space in both sides. Now I'm gonna chain here to close this to work in the round, and this automatically it went a little bit in on the waistline. I wanted to mention that, remember, I have an extra double crochet here at the end, so I did the same at the beginning. At the last row of chain space, I left that extra double crochet here. That way everything is even all the way down. So I tried here to close with the chain of 14, but for me it was too much chain, so I did a chain of 10. And you notice the chain that I'm doing here is not multiple of 4, because we're gonna work this stitch later in the round, and for the round you need multiple of 4, not multiple of 4 plus 2. So we have those extra 2 stitches here, so we keeping that in mind when you do the chain space. So you have 10 plus 2 is 12. That is multiple of 4. That's what you need, not multiple of 4 plus 2, because in the round you don't need that plus 2. That's only for back and forth netting for this stitch. So, and here I hope you understand that part. I'm gonna close with a slip stitch and that double crochet, and I'm gonna do this row, and then after that I'll cut the yarn and I start working the double crochet for the lower part from the back. That way, on one of the side, that way you don't get the seam in the front. So in this part I'm gonna do just a single crochet in this row, and then I will continue with the repetition of row 1 that I'm missing in here in the border. After that I will work double crochet. So I had to make sure that I have the right amount of single crochet in here, but you can increase it. You're missing 1 at the end, you can increase a double crochet somewhere before you start the stitch. So you're gonna do a single crochet on each double crochet, Now you continue with chain 2 single crochet on each double crochet, chain 2, and like that you're going to continue this row. But you have to make sure that this part fits you, that you can put it on when When you finish that row, it will look like this. Now we're gonna select the center of the back to start our work. You're gonna fold it in half. Like so. Making sure that it's even. And you're gonna select in the back exactly the center. And for me, it's one of these single crochet, the first one of 2. I insert my hook, and I know that there is where I'm gonna begin the rows or the rounds. I'm gonna do a small slip knot. It's just to do a chain to attach my yarn to my work. We're gonna start with a chainless beginning, that is with a double crochet. We're gonna start that way. We create a seamless begin and end to our rounds, that way look more straight with a better finish. So I'm gonna pass that loop, and I'm gonna chain 1. This chain 1 is just to, and this one to secure my work, like that. I make it really tight, that way you don't see it. So now you're gonna extend that loop. You're gonna hold it with your finger, and you're gonna do a yarn over in this loop, in the same loop. You're gonna do a yarn over, and you have to hold it in place, that way don't come undone. That's what keep it in place. Now you go to the same space where you did that chain in the same single crochet. You're gonna pass your hook, you're gonna pass your yarn through, you're gonna yarn over and pass it through those 2 first strands, and then you have 2 left. You can let go and you pass it through those 2, and you created a double crochet without doing any chain. So I'll show you one more time. You see, you extend this loop. Let me put this, the tail, try to come to the other side. So you extend that loop, you hold it with your finger, you do a yarn over in that same loop, you pass it through the same space of that single crochet, you pass your yarn through. You see, you pass now the yarn over through those 2 yarn over, or a loop and a yarn over through those 2, and you let go and you finish your double crochet. You see, it's very easy. And like that you're going to begin all the rounds. And now I'm going to wrap the tail as well, and now you're going to continue working your double crochet. And the next single crochet, 2 double crochet, and the next 2 chain space, 1 on each. you're gonna do a double crochet on each single crochet and a double crochet on each chain space. That's 2 double crochet because we had 2 chain space. Like that, you're going to continue all the way around, and I will show you how you're going to finish this first round, because it's a 2-step to create a seamless or a straight work. So that was a step 1, and now step 2 will be with the slip stitch. I did the last double crochet in the last chain space. Now we're going to do the slip stitch. Regularly we do the slip stitch through the front end here, but this time we're going to do it from the back to the front, and we're going to lose that loop. And if you like, you can pass your hook from the front to the back just to lose a little bit that if it's too tight. Okay, you see you have the 2 strands there like the rest, and then you're going to pass your hook from the back to the front, and you're going to place with the little head or hook to the left, and you're going to grab that loop and you're going to hook that loop on your hook and you're going to pull that loop to the back, and like that you pull your working yarn and you close your work like this. Like that's how you're going to start and end all year round, and it will be a much better finish on your work. So we're going to start with repetition of row 1, exactly the same, a chainless double crochet. We're going to start row 2, and I find a way to do this double crochet without chain a little easier, especially working with cotton and 2 strands of yarn. It's a little bit different than the first one that I did, but as you practice, you will find this will be much easier for everyone. I found it easier for me, so you'll find it much easier. You still have to do the loop and hold the loop, but instead of wrapping around here and trying to pass your hook through here, what you're gonna do is you hold it in place, you pass your hook through the space that you did the slip stitch in there, you bring to the front a loop, you're gonna hold that loop in there, and then now is when you're gonna wrap. You're gonna pass your hook through that loop, you see, you pass through those 2, and then you finish the double crochet. You see, it is much easier and it's a much nicer double crochet. I will show you one more time. First I was trying to fight my work to try to pass my hook through that loop, but with cotton and 2 strands it's impossible. So you have your elongated loop, you hold it in place, that way it don't get smaller as you pull this yarn to the front. Pass your hook through there, you pass a loop to the front, you take your hook out of the loop, you wrap in this one, pass your hook through that one, you see, and you pass through those 2. Even if you let go, it's easier to catch it, and you pass through those 2, and you have a perfect double crochet. Even look nicer than the first one that I did in this row. And now you'll continue with a double crochet on each double crochet all the way around, and the same way that you finish, you're gonna start the same way that you finish the last row. You're gonna finish this one, and then you're gonna start this the same way that this. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because I have some message coming to my phone and it distracted me because it vibrated in my watch. So I will show you how to finish here and how to do the next row exactly the same, and then you can take it from there until you have the desired length. I'm gonna finish this row. I'm gonna lose that loop. I'm gonna come to the top of that first double crochet. From the front to the back, I'm just gonna lose the top. That way it's easier when you work from the back to the front. Now you pass your hook, you see, and you pass that loop through the hook. When you work to the back, and you finish. So I know it's a little bit of work doing this, but you will love the end result, because the beginning and end of your round don't gonna go to one side. It will be nice and with a much nicer finish. So now you're gonna lose the loop again, and you're gonna hold it. You're gonna go to that place where you pass your hook to do the slip stitch. You're gonna bring the yarn to the front, create a small loop, and then you wrap in that one, pass your hook through that one, pass through those two, and then you do your double crochet. Now you're going to do a double crochet on each double crochet all the way around, and you're going to finish with the slip stitch. I will show you how to do that, and then from there you can continue working all your rounds until you have the desired length of double crochet. So I wanted to mention that I already have done 10 rounds, and I frog until round 1 to work my double crochet inside or right on top of each double crochet, because it was looking a little bit to the side, because when you do a double crochet on top of each double crochet, you always do the double crochet in this little hole in here. If you do that, you're doing the double crochet in the side, almost to the side to the double crochet from the row before or the round before. And if you do your double crochet inside the double crochet, it will be nice and straight, one on top of each other, like so, and it will look much better. So I just wanted to mention that. And it will look nice and straight, your work in here. Here is how the seam look, seamless. It's very even, and these don't go, you know, to one side or the other one is perfect. It's a very seamless finish in here. So I'm going to continue working. I just wanted to show you what I look like after a few rounds. And once you finish, you're going to see this, the seam in there. Seamless, it's perfect, and it's not noticeable, you know, that beginning and end, because it's always you see it in crochet. But this way is a little bit more work doing it this way, but it worth the time, because look how this look. It's perfect. You don't have a seam that way or that way. Croquet is straight and seamless. I have my crochet hook in here, that's in there, if you don't see it. It's perfect. Absolutely love it. For now on, all my crochet in the round, it will be done like this. So I did 26 rounds, and I measure 10 inches, 25 centimeters of double crochet. Now I'm gonna work this stitch in this lower part. Look how close, how perfect that look. So I love it. So now I'm gonna start with row 1. So in here I'm gonna chain 1, and in that same space I'm gonna do a single crochet. I'm gonna do a single crochet in the next space. I'm not going right through inside the double crochet anymore. I only did that for this part, that way it's nice and straight, the stitches. And you see they're one on top of each other, and it's perfect. So now I'm gonna chain 2 nice and loose. I'm gonna skip 1 and 2, and in the third one I'm gonna do a single crochet, and in the next one a single crochet. Chain 2. I'm doing the chain nice and loose because we're going from this all this round of double crochet to chain space and single crochet, and they tend to be a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna skip 1, 2, and I go to the next one and do a single crochet and a single crochet in the next one. So if at the end you have an extra double crochet, what you do, is you chain 2 nice and loose, just keep 1, 2 and 3 and go to the 4th and do your double crochet, and that will get rid of that extra double crochet that you have at the end. Okay, so that's the best way to do it. And you will do it again, you see, a double crochet, chain 2, and then you continue with your work. So like that, you're going to do the repetition around. So for mine was the other way around. I have to leave one space with only one double crochet and instead of 3, because I guess when I did that first round I miscount the double crochet, so I have that at the end. So what I did here, I did 2 chain space, but I didn't do it extra loose. I did a normal chains, and then I skip 1 double crochet underneath. You see they have a really nice separation between them because I work really loose. So that's perfect. You're not gonna see that in there. And in order to have my 2 double crochet and the chain 2 space in between to do the slip stitch, I have to do that. Okay. Otherwise, I'll have 4 single crochet in here. So now I will chain 2, a slip stitch, and that's perfect. So now you will chain 3. You're gonna do a double crochet and the next single crochet, chain 2, go to the single crochet and do a double crochet and another double crochet and the next single crochet. You're gonna chain 2 and you're gonna do your 2 double crochet and the 2 single crochet and chain 2 and again 2 double crochet, 1 on each single crochet, and like that you're gonna continue round 2. I'm going to finish this round with a chain of 2 and a slip stitch on the 3rd chain. You're going to chain 1, in the same space you're going to do a single crochet and a single crochet and a double crochet. Chain 2, a single crochet, 1 on each double crochet, so that's 2. Chain 2, a single crochet and each double crochet, and like that is the repetition of row 1 or the round 1 and round 3. Like that you're going to continue all the way around. You can finish with a chain of 2 and a slip stitch on the first single crochet. So that change that I did and here don't make any difference at the beginning, at the end. You see, it looks here fine. I finished that round with a slip stitch and the single crochet. Now the length of this is up to you, how long you want to do this part. You can do it as long as your feet or short, is up to you. The length to your knee is up to you. I'm gonna work a few rounds and I will try it on to see how I'm liking the length. Just may do a little piece and then try it on. And if you want, you can do this open in one side. I'm gonna do rounds and rounds because I don't want it to do it too long. But if you want to leave an open space, what you do is, let's say for example you wanted to do it here in the front, you will finish with repetition all round 1 all the way. You'll cut the yarn and then you'll come to one of these 2 double crochet or single crochet, whichever round you want to do it, in the front, and then you will separate them in here. You will have one in one side and one to the other one, working back and forth from here, from the gap. Okay, so that's up to you if you want to do that. So I'm gonna continue working in the round for a little piece, and I will let you know mine, and you will finish with repetition of round 1. And I absolutely love the way I look. I try it on, and these give you a nice figure, well, a nice round for the hip, and going again. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna count the little squares. Remember, you have to finish with repetition around 1. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the squares. So now what I'm gonna do is I chain 1, and I'm gonna do a round of single crochet all the way around. One on each single crochet, one for each chain space. So you have 2 chain space, you do 2 single crochet, one on each single crochet, and a chain 2 space, you do 2 single crochet, 2 and 2, and like that is how I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna finish here with a little slip stitch, chain 1 cut the yarn, and loose the tail. Like this, look, the lower part once you finish, and look how nice that go in. This is the skirt part, and do a nice in for the waist part. You see? And then the top. Now I'm gonna lose all the tails, and then we will work in the little cord for the center and the little a sleeve kind of that we're gonna do in this part here. Okay, it's going to be attached with a chain to the top part. So we're almost done our piece, but I absolutely love this design. I measure one of my elastic piece, and they measure 11 inches 28 centimeters, and that's without stretching them, just like that. I did one at the sleeve, and they will be like this. So after you close the circumference of your elastic, you will do single crochet all the way around, and as many as you can put in. And for mine was 132, because I did 1 double crochet on top of each single crochet in the first round. After the round of single crochet, the first round of double crochet, I did 132 double crochet, and I did those 132 for 4 rounds in total. So that's what gave me this cute little sleeve. So I'll show you how to do the single crochets. I'm gonna start with a slip knot, and for this you have to do your first slip knot, or your slip knot nice and loose, like this, nice and big, and then you're gonna come pass the hook inside the elastic, and you're gonna pass the loop. Make sure you don't grab the tail like I did. And try to have the knot in the inside, you see there, and then you're gonna slip the yarn and you're ready to work. And then you go inside the elastic, grab your yarn or your thread and do a single crochet. And that's the first one. The first slip knot that you did don't count as a single crochet because you don't create a little chain in the top. Those are the ones that you need in order to create the double crochet. So you go and continue working. Your single crochet all the way around, like so. So for mine, around 132, can be 133, 131, 130. Don't have to be exactly because I'm not doing any design or anything. It's just I need around the same amount, that way they look exactly the same. Can be one more, one less. But I'll try to do the same, and you have to do this once in a while, that way they get close to each other, that way you can cover all the way around the elastic. So I'll meet you here at the end of this round to show you how you're going to do the round of double crochet. And you see, by doing the stretching, you see, even if I stretch this, you hardly see the elastic because I have a lot of single crochets in here. I think I counted 132 again, single crochet. So I'm going to chain 3, and I'm going to do a double crochet on each single crochet. When I did this one, I skipped some single crochet, and it was no like this, like those little waves. It was more straight, and I didn't like it because once you put it on, you see, it will be too straight. And then I undid that round, and then I did a double crochet on each single crochet. So to see which single crochet you have to do, you just have to open a little bit your work, and then you see which single crochet you're supposed to work. So that will be a double crochet on each single crochet. You'll finish with a slip stitch on the third chain. You will chain 3, and you will do a double crochet on each double crochet. And I mean inside each double crochet. I did exactly the same as I did for the skirt part of the dress, and they are like that on a straight line. You see, one inside each other. And like that, I have to do this one. So I will finish this. I will show you how to do the little core, and then just to put things together. We're almost done. And remember, I did 4 rounds for mine. I'm gonna finish with a slip stitch on the third chain, and like that you're gonna finish each round. I'm gonna chain 3, and I'm gonna do a double crochet inside of each double crochet from the round before, and literally inside the one below. Usually when you do the double crochet, you do it in this space, like a chain space, but this time I'm going inside the post and doing a double crochet inside that double crochet, like this. So you will finish this with a slip stitch, and you do the repetition until you have 4 rounds. That was what I did in this one, and you see they are one inside the one from the round below. I finished the 2. I cut the yarn, lost the tails, and now for the core for the front, I did a chain and I did slip stitch in the way back, and this measures 77 inches 98 centimeters. So for that, I'm still working with the 2 strands. What you do is slip knot, and then you do a chain long enough. Remember, it's better to have extra than not enough, so you have to make it long enough. And once you have the length of chain, you'll go to the second chain from the hook, and in the way back you do slip stitch. This creates a really nice core, and instead of doing just a simple chain that is flat and they look as nice, by doing the slip stitch and the way back, it creates more like a round core. So you slip stitch and a slip stitch all the way until the end, and then in the last one you do a slip stitch, you chain 1, cut the yarn, pass your yarn through, lose those tails, and you will have your little core. Once you finish, you will grab the core and you're gonna start passing it through these chain loops that you have in here in the front, and make sure that you have this nice and even, and you're going to be passing them back and forth like this until the end. So I did the chain in here. So I placed this core in, and instead of doing an every single chain space, I undid what I show you, and I skipped one chain in between because otherwise will be too close to each other, and like this it look perfect, skipping one in between in here. Okay, and it look like this. So since I started making this, I lost a little bit more weight. I've been exercising a lot, trying to lose some weight, so I already lost a little bit since I started, so this is a little bit loose in the top. You see how close I had to, when I first started, it was out here, the gap. And now, the gap is here, and it's still a little bit loose. And the border. So what I'm gonna do is do around a single crochet, trying to decrease a few stitches to make it a little bit tighter at the top, that way don't keep coming down a little bit. I just doing that change because I'm losing weight. Other than that, if it wasn't for that, I keep it like this. So after that, what we're gonna do is attach the little sleeve. I did a chain of 14, and I will gonna attach one in here and one on the other side. That way they're nice and secure like this. But first I had to do the decrease of single crochet all the way around the top. I did that round of single or row of single crochet around every 10 single crochet. 11 and 12 I did together all the way around. I finished and lost the tail, and I already attached this one in the top. So what I did is, you see in here, you in one where the you sew together the two ends of the elastic, you'll have a little gap. So that will be the part that you want under the arm. So I'm gonna do slip knot, and I'm gonna pass the hook through here and pass this loop. Secure that in here, and you see with that you will cover the space. And I did for mine a chain of 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So I placed these right in the center. I count the amount of little square for one side and the other side, and I have 8 of these, and then I had these 2 double crochet, this end and the other side. I have 8 of these, 2 double crochet in the side, so that means in the top is right where under the arm will go. So you will go like this, and in that single crochet you'll pass your hook, and you will pass your yarn through, and you're going to do a slip stitch. You're going to chain one, you're going to cut your yarn and lose the tails. I will lose those tails and I will show you the end result. I have 93 grams left of that big ball of thread. I remember I used double the strand to make a little bit more dense this part of double crochet. So I absolutely love it. It's like this. It looks amazing. Amazing, amazing. So I'm gonna put it on and I will show you the end result. Well, this is the end result, and I absolutely love this bikini cover up or summer dress. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a little bit big for the mannequin. The mannequin is more like a small size, and this one is made more like a medium. I have a clip in the back with the hairpin, so, or hair clip. That way it fits and don't fall off. The same for the sleeve. I put some yarn in the back, that way the elastic stay in place. But I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I hope you guys like it. And give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. If you make this beautiful design and you want to send me some pictures, you can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Net Crochet Tejido, or my Instagram, Ruby Net Crochet Tejido. Please share my video with friends and family. That way you help me grow here on YouTube. I wish you have a beautiful day. Bye.